Hey guys, welcome to Perfect Timing. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe the buttons here on the bottom. Thank you so much.
Why you look so drained? Remind me of what's your name. Is anybody listening to you? Does anybody really care for you? I can tell that you haven't been given much. Welcome to Perfect Timing. Today's guest, listen, she isn't just a power lifter, okay? She's a small business owner. She's in school, and she's amazing. Her name is Monica. How you doing today?
Good. Thank you so much for having me. I double wave.
You're like, wait, that intro, I didn't suspect it. I can't believe it.
Wow, I am so I'm flattered.
Yes. You know, that's what it's about. You know, I told you I brag about the people. You thought I was joking. So like, what's going on? How's your day going? You know, talk to me about your day so far. Let's start with that. Something simple.
Okay, so my day. Funny you should ask that question. My day's been actually pretty good. I had to do Muay Thai today, but I didn't go. I decided to just chill at home. I had a lot of schoolwork to complete today, so I stayed home and pretty much focused on that. And I actually realized that we had to do this today, so I was like, okay, I definitely should not go to Muay Thai today and just chill at home and get shit done. So yeah, I mean, other than that, it's been pretty good. Had some overwhelming moments, but got through it.
Exactly. Yeah,
pretty fast too.
Yeah. That's good though. That's what makes you a boss, though. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned as I what's the word for it? As I saw you overcome these things, I feel like you go to the next step in life. So I just feel like you did amazing. So I mean. No matter what, girl, you got it, Monica. You're good. You know what I'm saying? You're good.
Thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking your time out for me today. So thank you so much.
No,
yes.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
So let's start with, because this is what really caught my eye. Caught my attention. Caught my eye. What the heck? Why Muay Thai? Talk to me about that.
So I am a power lifter. You're aware of that. I'm a power lifter. I've been powerlifting for about 4 years, maybe a little bit more. And as power lifters are not, they're not very cardio. They don't really revolve around cardio much. So recently, I decided to actually start incorporating cardio into my training, my powerlifting training. And so I picked up Muay Thai as just another thing to actually learn. And it's pretty fun. It's something that I'm not good at, something that I don't know anything about. So things that I don't know anything about are just more challenging, much more, they get me a lot more interested. It's not just getting on a treadmill and walking or jogging for an hour or two. It's something where I'm actually learning technique. It's something that's there's so much about it that's interesting. There's so much history on it, and it's just a lot more challenging. And it's been actually pretty amazing getting to learn it.
That's awesome. So it's are you a black belt yet or something?
No.
How far are you in?
No, not at all. I started 5 months ago or so. So it hasn't even been a year.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm barely. I can still get my ass kicked. So when I'm there, I will let you know.
For the next interview. Got you for sure. So what's your biggest inspiration?
Biggest inspiration. I feel I can find inspiration in a lot of things. back probably like 3+ years ago, I'd say that a certain person was my inspiration. But today I find inspiration in little things, and maybe nature. Nature is one of the biggest inspirations for me. Like I practice like spirituality a lot. So I have today I get to see like God in a lot of things. Like that's the trees, the sky, the ocean, water, like whatever it is. Like when I'm driving, like things like that seem very small are actually huge to me, and those are like the biggest inspirations to me.
That's awesome. So like, you just go out one day and be like, "That's beautiful."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's good. That's good. Though. Many people don't appreciate that though. So that's awesome. So now powerlifting. What made you say like, "Yo, I just want to do powerlifting"? Like, what was that like?
I love this question because I never like. I've had a lot of people recently started asking me like, oh, like what made you get into powerlifting? Like who goes to powerlifting? Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, that's a good question. Like it was like one of those like TV shows you like think back. And I graduated high school and I started taking interest in losing weight and like trying to just be fit and like look a certain way. So I started going to this all women's gym. And I didn't know anything about lifting. I didn't know like a single thing. And my brother is, I have an older brother. He's 5.5 years older than me. And he would like draw out like machines for me and like tell me what to do and how many times to do it. So I would go to this all women's gym with like this piece of paper and like open it and look at it and be like, okay, I think this is that machine. This is that one. And then like I would do it. And then like, I was just trying my best, right? I didn't know what I was doing. And slowly I started like transitioning to his gym. So I was going to his gym. I got a trainer there because he had like 0 patience for me. I got a trainer there. And that trainer taught me more about like bodybuilding, like how to eat right. And I started learning how to lift. And it was more like basic lifting, like a bar and like 25 on each side. And like very high volume and no weight, and like little by little, like I just started getting curious and I started like adding more weight to like each side of the bar. And like my trainer would get so upset at me because he's like, no, like don't do so much weight, you're gonna hurt yourself. And I'm like, no, let me try. And I started doing it. Then people started asking me like, hey, like are you a power lifter? And I'm like, no, like I don't even know what a power lifter is. Like, what is that? And they're like, you should try powerlifting. Like, you'd be so good at it. I'm like, I don't know what that is. And then like someone taught me how to deadlift one day, and it was like I look back at that one video and I'm like, that was horrendous. But I look back at that day and like I remember like how ballsy I was, like how like excited I was to like lift the bar. And one day, some guy came up to me. He's like, hey, you know that I'm a powerlifting coach, right? Like, I'm taking on new athletes. And I'm like, okay, but like, I'm really terrified. He's like, don't worry. Don't worry. Like, you're going to be okay. Like, I'll teach you everything. And I was like, okay, cool. And then like we signed up for my first powerlifting meet. And I went for it. And it was like a span of like 5 years into lifting that I was able to like get the courage to start powerlifting, and I've been powerlifting ever since.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. Like your journey was a little bit funny there between you and your brother. That was it. Yo, I was just like, he's like, he had no patience, right? And I was like, gosh, bro, like, what did you do?
Well, like he had patience because he would like actually draw out the little drawings, right? It was like we would be at the gym together. He did not like want anything to do with me. Like I'd be like, how do I do this, and he'd be like he's in his zone, and then like his little sister coming up to him like, help me, and help me.
I'm dead, yo. All right. So tell me a bit about Mo Brighter Days Co.
Okay, so Mo Brighter Days Co. is my little tiny business. I call it a little tiny business. So I found it when um, so it's a small business that is supposed to raise awareness towards mental health and sobriety, alcoholism, all of that. I am a recovering alcoholic with a little over 3 years of sobriety, and and so I like as soon as I got sober, I started pretty much brainstorming. Like my mental health was just like pretty much through the floor. Like I was destroyed. I was just like sad, right? I had no idea what being happy even consisted of, and I started coming across like quotes and little inspirational things on Instagram, and I started Googling my own, and then started thinking like, hey, this would be a nice one. Like, I started writing down my own ones, and then I was like, oh, I can make like a whole Instagram for this, like let people know that they're not alone, let people know that I am also sad, or that I am depressed, but like we can get through this, and anxiety and suicide. I'm a suicide survivor. And like I started like thinking about all these things, and I was like, I'm going to just start my own thing and spread awareness and let people know that they're not alone. And I used the Instagram platform to pretty much post things and start writing blogs about like what I'm doing to like get through a day, whether it was like hour by hour, minute by minute. Sometimes it was like every second. And I started like having merchandise, and I started like making hats and shirts, and that's pretty much it. So it's like, it's just something that I took on as a way to help myself, but by also helping others that are going through the same stuff.
I love that. So like, was alcohol, like, tell me about that, a little bit about that alcohol experience, and like what was it like surviving suicide?
This is my second time trying to get sober. The first time I got sober was in 2016, and I just needed help. I didn't know like what my problem was. I knew that I needed some kind of help, so I started like Googling places or somewhere that I can go to that can help me with like my alcohol problem. And I found AA. I am in a 12-step program, so I found a place here in Miami, and I went there, and I was there for about 32 days, but I wasn't fully like surrendering to the fact that I was an alcoholic. So in like those next 2 years, I was out for like 2 years. And in those 2 years, like my mental health just like declined and declined and declined. Like my alcoholism and drug using got worse and worse. And, every morning I'd wake up and I'd say like, what am I doing here? Like, how am I still here? Like, I want to die. Like, this is no way to live. Like, I'm miserable. And one day I decided that that's it. Like, I'm going to end my life. Like, there's no reason for me to be here anymore. I have no purpose. No one loves me. No one cares about me. And I tried to overdose myself. So I took a bunch of pills. I laid in the bathtub to die. And next thing you know, I wake up at Kendall Regional Hospital here in Miami, and I get institutionalized. I'm placed in the psych ward for being a threat to myself. So I was there for about 6 days, and when I was there is when I fully I got on my knees, and I like just like next to the bed that I was assigned, and I was just like pretty much like, God, please help me. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know how I got here, but I just need your help. So when I got out of there, I went back to that same room that I went to the first time, and I've been sober ever since. I like fully surrendered. I knew that, there was nowhere else to go. Like, there was no other place, It just got to the point where I had like this like we call it a gift of desperation, right? Where you're just like desperate enough to like ask for help, and you've hit your rock bottom, and you don't want to live like that anymore, where you're like miserable every single day and wanting to die. So I got help, and I listened to every single person that was trying to help me when I first was getting sober, and pretty much just shut up and put my ego to the side, my pride and everything. And I didn't know what I was going to get out of, trying to get sober. I didn't know. I just knew that I was very sad, depressed, and I needed something better, and I needed to either feel happy and stop drinking, because drinking was what got me there in the first place.
Girl, that was like top 10 testimonies right there. Like, sheesh. Like, yo, all right. Like, oof. I need to recover. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, a little bit. Hold up. Yes, it's going to be on there too. Yes, even this part. Yes. Yeah. Man. Oof. Girl, let me tell you, like, seriously, clap. Because, yo, that ain't no joke. And overcoming, those, trials and tribulations, and not drinking, what I'm saying? Having 2 battles at once, I should say. And then on top of that, that's crazy to me, because that's rare. Because my uncle, he used to, be an alcoholic, I should say. And like near his death is when he stopped, literally, like he stopped drinking. And I'm just like, girl, I give you all the props in the world, because I seen what it could do, and it's like, whew. So like seriously, Monica, like top five. All right. Like crazy, like inspiration for real. So do you have a crave? Do you crave it anymore? I should say, do you crave alcohol anymore? It's like completely out of your system now?
Yeah, that obsession for alcohol does get removed. It is I did, being in the 12-step program, you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about why you drink in the first place, and why, what's missing from ourselves. And pretty much what we learn is that we have like this spiritual malady where we're broken spiritually, and the only thing that can save us is pretty much relying on a higher power, or whatever that is to anyone. And so as long as I continue having that like spiritual fitness, then I don't have to think about alcohol. That feeling for I can go out to a bar and not worry about like picking up a drink. The only time that would happen is if I'm not like practicing a spiritual program, or if I'm not helping another person, if I'm not talking about what happened to me to another person or something like that. Because once I don't do that, then I'm just thinking about myself, and I'm just thinking about Monica, start obsessing over things, start like one little thing that can happen will go ahead and lead me to a drink. So no, not today. I don't suffer from like that obsession of the mind of alcohol. Today it's just about continuing to practice my spirituality and being connected to my higher power as much as I can by praying and meditating and helping others.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Like, and like I said, there's a lot of soak in right now for me. Woo. Woo. So during that time, because I like to know more of the backstory, were you like disconnected with your family a lot at that time, around that time?
Oh yeah, 1000%. I in active alcoholism, like we don't even know like who we are, right? Like we're just so self-centered, and I say we as in like alcoholics, but I should say myself. I'm just like so self-centered and so like selfish, and the only thing I care about is when I'm getting the next thing that I need, or I would go out and not text my mom back, or go out and I would miss family events. I was just so into my disease and so into myself that I didn't care about anyone or anything. Like I wasn't a reliable person. I wasn't someone that could be trusted. I wasn't anyone that could be respected in any ways. Like I was just fully into it, fully out of who I am. Like I thought while drinking that I could be like this person, right? This person that couldn't be touched, or I had like this kind of power inside of me where I felt that I could be myself fully. But in reality, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was capable of. It was just my brain telling me that I wasn't, and that this is the only way that I could be who I wanted to be. But yeah, no, I definitely was not a family person. I wasn't someone that ever even cared about people while I was in my active alcoholism.
Wow. Man. I don't even know where to end. I don't know where to begin again. Gosh, you leave me stumped. I'm not want to be stumped right now. Gosh, all right. Usually I have a lot more to say, but usually testimonies don't get to me like that, but this is, I don't know, like, I'm on 9 today. Got me on 9 right now. So what could you tell somebody who's, who's used to battle what you're battling through? Even alcoholism, suicide, like what could some advice you could give them?
The first thing I tell them is that it's going to be okay, right? That I get emotional.
Oh no, you're good. It's okay. Actually, trust me, a lot of people cry on here. That's okay. This is the point of perfect timing, because I want you to be yourself. So it's okay to cry all those tears. It's literally okay.
The first thing I tell them is that it will be okay, right? And that everything that you're going through will not only help you, but it will help someone else in the future, and that you will get through it. You just have to have faith. You just have to believe, and just know that it's going to get better. You just have to reach out to another person, talk to someone else about it, and that's like the most important thing, because isolation can get the best of us. And to not listen to what your brain is telling you, because the brain is a very ugly place to stay in when you're in your darkest moments.
That's fact, man. And this is, man, you've been getting me emotional today. It's crazy.
Oh, one of the most important things too is that you are loved and you are capable of doing whatever the hell you want to do.
Preach to that. I like that. So what could you give some advice though now for business owners? Because I know, about your small business. What's some advice you can give them?
For business owners, I'd say that do what feels right in your heart. Do what you want to do. Don't listen to what others are telling you to do, because it's so easy to get either manipulated or kind of sucked into that, what society wants you to do and be, and rather than being yourself fully and authentically. I feel like that's one of the things that makes people stand out, is being able to be yourself in your business, showing yourself through your business, and just being authentic and genuine, and not forgetting where you came from, because that's, I get to be vulnerable with my customers. I get to just be personal and know that, and show them that, I'm not just someone that's here to get power or money from people. It's because I'm doing it from the bottom of my heart. Someone that actually cares and loves everyone as much as she can, with love and tolerance, right? Yeah. It's not right. Easy sometimes.
I know. Just like, I know. Whew. You want to tell them your socials, where they can follow you? Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have have 3 social media accounts, but we're not going to get into all of them. One of them is just like his Instagram macaroni and cheese page because I love mac and cheese. So you don't have to follow that one unless you love cheese. There's my powerlifting one, which is mostly like, you know, my traveling or powerlifting. That's my personal page, and it's like my personal blog or whatever. And that one's Mo Money, MOEEE Money, and and my business one is at mobrighterdays.com, and that's MO Brighter Days Co.
Thank you guys for watching Perfect Timing. Monica, man, I don't even have to say much, bro. I really don't. Like, today was a spiritual one for me. Whew, we out.
Thank you.
Why you look so drained? Remind me of what's your name. Is anybody listening to you? Is